Good morning, my internet family. So it is like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I am about 2.5 hours into a really long hike I've committed to, and it's amazing so far. So I always look for God. I seek Him, I wouldn't say more, but I seek Him better in the woods than I do anywhere else. There's less distractions and whatnot. Today, though, it seems like there's more distractions, for a little stretch, I'll be able to focus entirely on God. I'll be singing to Him, I'll be talking to Him, I'll be praying to Him, whatever it may be. And then for another stretch, I'll catch myself that, there's no telling how long I've been off in my head playing out these imaginary scenarios or thinking about there's so much. I'm to and fro. I'm wishy-washy right now, apparently. So we've all read and probably heard messages on John 15:5. I'm not sure how far it goes, but it's where Jesus tells us that He is the vine and we are the branches, that we must stay in Him in order to bear fruit, that we must stay in Him in order to remain rooted, and there's so much in that. I've thought about this a million different times. I've heard from God on this same passage in the woods on my hikes and journeys with Him before, but not like today. So here, this little guy right here, I don't know if we can see this. Do you see this? Yeah, you can see it moving. So first, I noticed how pretty it was and the fact that it's in my way. And then I noticed how it's connected to itself, to each other. Can't really see, there's two different branches of the vine, but they're connected. They're holding on to each other for what appears to be dear life. So I was looking at that, kind of marveling at it, and I was thinking of this as the vine and these as the branches, and I got to think, well, that's not very sturdy. I don't think Jesus would tell us that He's that. So I got to looking over here, and here's the actual vine. This massive thing, like, I don't even know where it starts, where it ends. You see all that in there? I don't know if that's all one or what it is, but that's this sturdy, hunky little guy there is the vine, and these are the branches. And there we are. There's what the Lord is speaking to me, and there's what I'm sharing with you. This pretty little vine, this cute little thing that's extended out into my way in the path. I mean, I can just move it, no problem. In fact, I could probably yank it, completely detach it, completely kill it, no problem. That's the branch. It's connected, but it's still, it's movable, even though it's not entirely movable, like it can't be removed just by moving it. But the vine itself, though, however, I don't think I could break that. I don't think I could move that. I don't think I could dismantle that. I'd say it's probably got pretty good roots. So as I'm going through the woods today with my intentions being so solely to talk to God and to communicate with God and to be close to God, that is my heart all of the time lately, and I'm not doing as good with it as I wish I was. I feel like this poor little branch here. But the important thing for me to remember is the two things I noticed in this branch connected to this massive vine over here. Number one is to stay connected to each other. So, like I showed you, there are two of these little branches kind of flailing around in the way out here. They're reaching for growth. They're really doing a great job. And if they keep up the good work, holding on to each other, they're going to make it all the way over across the path into the other side of the woods, where they can connect to something else and become firm and get roots and grow strong and sturdy over there. But they have to keep on holding on to each other, because that's what's keeping them straight right now, which is pretty cool. And they also have to stay connected to the vine, because right now they are just branches. They're just branches. They will always be just branches, because no matter how big and how strong they get, they're always going to have their roots that go back to what they grow from, and that is the branch. That is, or the vine. That is the actual plant from which they stem. I'd say when a storm comes, these little guys probably blow around everywhere. They probably get everywhere. They're probably really unstable. They probably lose a lot of leaves. They probably lose some ground that they may have made growing forward. They may even get chopped off a little bit here and there. But they remain. They remain in the branch, in the vine that they stem out from, no matter what comes. But if they were to be separated from that vine, they would be blown every which way, far, far away. They would rot. They wouldn't have any nutrients. They wouldn't have any purpose. They wouldn't have anywhere to go. They wouldn't have anything to be connected to, and they would die. So there it is. We're all branches. We all get blown around sometimes. I'd say we all have seasons where we're just kind of stretching out and hanging on to, somebody at the Lord's placed in our life, hanging on to somebody, and we're just reaching. We're just reaching out in faith, and eventually we make it. We just have to keep going, keep holding on to each other, and keep staying rooted in the vine. Y'all have a great day.